Witamy Was, drodzy kibice. Dziś ponownie znajdujemy się w Forum Kulinarnym, siedzibie naszego partnera, a z nami jest główny trener naszego zespołu, Ainars Bagatskis. Porozmawiamy sobie trochę o stylu gry, o doświadczeniu trenera oraz o różnicy między różnymi ligami. Coach, first of all, dzień dobry, welcome to Wrocław.
Witamy wszyscy.
And first of all, I wanted to ask you, how was your first weeks in Śląsk? What are your first impressions, decisions, maybe some surprises?
First of all, not a week. I came last Thursday, straight from the last game with Ukraine national team from
But
Slovakia.
you worked before remote, right?
Otherwise,
Yeah.
yes, of course. And I cannot find some things, but for what I'm unhappy, because everything is really, I count as the club is very professional. For the players, for the coaches, everything is set exactly like we are planning, how we organize the first week, and yeah, just for us, just work. Now is that like I'm calling that pre-season time is interesting time, is tough time, it's really tough time, because the players out of the team, out of the comfort zone, and then you can see the best qualities of every player, and not so best qualities also when you are out of comfort zone. But
Yeah.
in that case, you just can growing up.
This
That's
is a
only
very
one
important
only
thing.
one way to growing up if you are out of comfort zone.
Let's talk about players, because you have completely new team to work with. So what is your plan for shaping this group of individuals, and what kind of basketball and team identity would you like to build this season?
It's very loud words, is the identity, yeah, but that's important for the team. Sometimes it's very important, sometimes not. Is the first, like you mentioned, is that we have really, let's say, new team. We have young team. New team because there is from the last year generally just one player stays, Nizol. All others is the new ones.
Also Blażej Kulikowski and
okay, Blażej Kulikowski, yeah, but anyway, they got like limited minutes and they got less minutes, and all others is new foreigners and new local players. We are young team, because if you check just age of the foreigners or also local players, like most of the guys start, like I'm calling that, just first steps in professional basketball.
I think
in
we
men's
will be
basketball,
the
in
youngest.
adults basketball, for sure we will be. And due to all these things, and all the foreigners also, just few of them got little bit experience with the international games, high-level international games. And from all this, what I mentioned right now, totally we have to build something. I mean something who is going to fight, is going to compete and going to win. It's also like we mentioned, is the Polish roster is probably the youngest one for sure in a Polish league, yeah, and not just in a Polish league. They're going to compete in Euro Cup. It's let's say like one of the biggest European basketball stages. And again, from all this, what we have, I have like a head coach, like coaches, we have to build. First of all, I want to build, let's say, winner mentality. That's most important. After that, rest of the things, because usually how will be your mindset, what you got in your head, how with what kind of goal idea you're going on a court, is that way you're going to play.
We will talk about Euro Cup in a minute, but first let's stick with Polish league, because the Polish league is known for its physicality, and it's not as fast as other European leagues, for example, like Spanish league or French league.
I don't know who said like that.
No? You don't agree?
I don't know who said like that.
But you previously worked in Romania, so what differences do you already see between these two leagues, and what do you want to use in building Śląsk's game?
I think bigger difference is there is no any problems, like let's say like top 8, maybe top 9 Romanian teams for sure can compete with the top Polish clubs. But that's it. In a Polish league, I think is different. There is all teams can kick your ass if, let's say like this, if you are mentally not ready for that game or for fight. Yeah, that's a bigger difference between the previous years in Romania and here. You know, otherwise is the basketball is basketball. It's the same basketball. Especially this year is I think all of you see is the big difference will be in a Polish league because the first year when there is no limitations on a court. You know, coaches don't need to think about like if I substitute one player, then I need immediately substitute another player. That's like a mathematics, but that's part of our life. And now you will see this. That makes a difference for a team. Yeah. Anyway, I count always like part of my job is always develop young players, develop local players, and I think is our fans club will be happy if our local players going to play and not just take the garbage minutes, but they will be involved in all game. Yeah, that's my goal for this season. Set the players, set the substitutions, because we cannot survive in these two leagues. Like I mentioned, Euro Cup. After that, we're coming back to the Polish league, where let's say like most of the teams, like I'm usually say that's this for the players before the games. All those players wanna be in your shoes when you're coming back, and there is to the Poland. You're going somewhere, let's say to Krosno, and there is hungry, aggressive, wild team who want to improve, who want to show who is who, and then going to the next level. And that's why I said that first of all, we must be ready to mentally play in these two leagues. Yeah, I don't care there is about the murder motivation for the players for the Euro Cup. Everybody is motivated, but then is the most important, just the players must be the same way, must go into same way, same attitude to in Polish league games.
Okay, so what about Euro Cup and what goals you set yourself?
I don't set like exactly the goals like, or let's say like we have to compete for the playoffs. That's the first, at least. What will be after? That will be after. It's important to keep the same roster, same quality of basketball. I'm not make a difference between Euro Cup and Polish league. You cannot focus just on one. You have to focus on the games, and the most important is the game, is the next game. What will be after? Against who we play, where we play, that's secondary. We have to focus on a present day, on present game. And we have to keep, like I mentioned, same rotation. That's mean if we want to survive in these two tournaments, in this like brutal schedule, then we have to use like 10, 11 players rotation. There's no way as we are going to play with the 5, 6, 7 players. We have to use both. I know the teams who just focus on one tournament, there they play like with the 5, 6 players, 7, maybe like really short as possible, and then is a play with others in other competition. That's impossible to be successful. We cannot make the difference between the tournaments.
And let's hope that the young legs will help playing in two fronts.
Trust me, everybody hope like this, especially me, because I know what that means. Euro Cup, I know I've been there like a player for 100 years ago, and like a coach for many years. I know what that means, Polish league, you know, I mean what that physicality. And through to this, we're preparing team.
Okay, and you are also a head coach of Ukrainian national team. So what are main differences between working with the national team only during like short training camps and coaching a club throughout the entire season?
The bigger difference is the attitude of the players. You know, usually in a club, players has a contracts. They have to follow strictly for the rules, for internal rules. They know what happens if they are coming late or they are coming not in a shape. In the national teams is different. We have like, for example, this summer we got just really, I have to say, just 3 weeks training camp. That's not enough, at least supposed to be 5 weeks. And some of the players out of the shape, and you have to say, thank you for coming. You cannot do anything else, just thank you for coming and go then in a careful way. Not in a way as usually you have to prepare the team in a preseason, but careful way you have to preparing team for the games, because if you start too much, there is a big possibility for injuries. So I cannot going to practice we cannot practice so much and not too less. Here in a club's level is different. I don't care absolutely about against who we play. In the first 3 weeks, we have the things what we have to do. We increase everything increase in by every few days, and after that, just when we're going after maybe 3.5 weeks, we start to preparing like really like in a basketball wise for things, because now is a lot depends how we're going to play in a season, is how we're preparing in a preseason. That's why I said is I don't prepare about games. Like for example, we got yesterday game, we got really hard, more as the 2 hours practice before the game. And the same will be today. Tomorrow we have practice. There is just once in 9 days we have day off. Yeah. After that, after these weeks, 3 weeks, we're going like a normal, let's say, like rhythm, preparing for like in more like basketball ways. That's the biggest difference in national team. Otherwise, basketball is basketball.
Of course, understandable. So you mentioned yesterday game. So it was our first preseason game. Have you been able to draw any conclusions yet? I know it's early, but maybe you noticed some player who is already trying to step into the role of the leader.
There was some nice, let's say, like really nice things what we saw. Like after the game, we spoke with all coaches. Like usually we do the kind of the short analyze after the game. There was really some nice things what we saw on the court from some of our players, even higher as we are expecting. And also was some things was like, wow, there is some players who is really not belongs here, you know. And okay, let's say that I cannot like now decide after the one game. But there is also was practices was before, and okay, after tomorrow we got the second game. And there is we're going to more like maybe for some changes, yeah. But for now is that's opinions. That's good, like opinions to see how is the players react, especially when they play with the really heavy legs. Really heavy legs. There is no way as the players can play like more as the 22 minutes like games like this, yeah. Our goal is the preparing team like we can do like this, but for rest of the season. That's most important.
And you yourself also played in the Polish league, and the fans remember you from your three-point shooting. Does this playing experience influence your coaching philosophy, for example, in approach offense or developing shooters?
Yes and no. You know, I'm really, if you don't mention to me, I forgot the same play. Because I don't touch the ball most of the time, and at the same time, if some players make me mad and look too much, let's say, confidence, then I can show them for a short time what it means, like really well shoot the ball. But that was so fast, and of course that was a big 3-point shots was a big part of my basketball part when I played. But that was not just it, you know. And I count in a modern basketball we have to like. It's most important for the team is the few things. One is to find the balance in offense between inside and outside. You cannot just going for the threes. Okay, if you are Golden State Warriors, then maybe you can shoot just threes, yeah. But if not, you have to find the balance between 2-point shots and 3-point shots. And you never win the games just with the offense. And also you never win the games just with the defense. So my opinion is there is supposed to be balance between offense, defense, and of course, with the defense, you can get extra aggressiveness, you get extra points, extra emotions, what helps in continuation doing a game. Yeah. But I cannot say like, when I was a player and I was a good 3-point shooter, that's like, wow, and I brought the game through to this.
So the last questions will be about fans. Maybe it's not a question, it's the place for you to talk to them, because Śląsk fans are demanding, but also very loyal. Is there any message from you to them before this season?
First of all, I wish, no, I have to say like basketball without the fans, especially here in Wrocław, is impossible. And I know team do the best every time what's possible to make the fans happy. But we need the time. I'm just not looking for excuses. I never actually looking, with my experience, looking for excuses. We need the time. Of course, every game we're going to fight is that my goal is to build a team who plays physical, really aggressive basketball, but same time smart basketball. And just together we can win with the fans' support. Especially the first game when we'll be in official game will be 30th September against in Euro Cup against Klaipėda here. And of course, the rest of the games. That support, without your support, guys, that's impossible. And also, all of you is welcome after tomorrow when we have like next scrimmage game. Like you welcome everybody who wants to see how the team plays in this part of the, let's say, season, not the preseason, but in a season. Yeah, I'm guarantee you, every time you got aggressive basketball. I cannot guarantee the wins, but we do as much as possible. And most important is, I think, most important is not who will be happy right now, but who will be happy in June. That's most important.
That's really important. Thank you, coach, for your time, for wise words. I chcielibyśmy jeszcze Państwa zaprosić na niedzielę na Pergolę, gdzie odbędzie się oficjalna prezentacja drużyny przed sezonem. Będzie można poznać zawodników, poznać trenera. Będą karty zawodników do podpisu, sklepik z nowościami i dużo atrakcji będzie można poznać i porozmawiać krótko z zawodnikami. Zapraszamy.